Hey, everybody. Okay, so do you ever feel like you're speaking projector, but the world only speaks generator?
Yes, it often feels like we're all on a different wavelength from everyone else, all of us meaning projectors. And sometimes I feel like we're even on a different wavelength from ourselves. I don't know
That's
about
very true. But that's why we're here. So, welcome to Projectors in the Wild, where we are sharing our raw truth about life, parenthood, and business as projectors navigating a generator world.
Hey, folks, I'm Heather Vickery. I'm a transformation coach and community builder who helps conscious leaders learn to lead from embodied joy, because when joy is our foundation rather than our destination, everything shifts.
Yes, it does. And I'm Natalie Barnett. I'm a success coach helping business owners blast through their blocks and unlock their potential.
All right, folks, let's get real. As projectors, we're natural guides and leaders. We're not designed to follow. And on this show, we're spilling all the tea. Sometimes they're wins, often they're mess ups or what just happened moments.
Yes, there's a lot of those. But whether you are a projector yourself, you're ready to own your own magic, or just trying to understand your projector people, grab a seat. This ride is about to get wild. And I mean that with 100% of my being.
Just waiting for you to say that. Yes.
Yeah. I was just thinking about this because it is so refreshing. I hope people find it refreshing to hear that we all have these problems. Like, we all have a lot of things going on. It's not sunshine and rainbows despite what you might see. And that's normal. Not everybody, in the corporate world, you don't go out there showing all you don't come to work with all of the skeletons in your closet, right? All the things you're dealing with. So I don't know why the expectation it would be different for online businesses or people who are online a lot,
Well, social media lies. There was that one trend for a while where it was like social media lies. Here's what you see. Here's what's happening, which
Yeah.
I always admire, except getting behind the scenes B-roll is not a skill I have mastered. So you don't get to see it because I don't know how to show it. So
That's okay. It's I'm posting about an offer. This is me yesterday, posting about an offer that I posted about breakthrough days that I'm going to be being able to offer soon. I just had mine. And so I'm sharing about that. And then I was like, oh, it's the Super Bowl. I'm thinking I'm going to put like a bundle, just like put something out there just for fun. And meanwhile, my youngest is screaming and kicking in the other room, right? And like throwing things. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll go deal with that now. So you can still sell things, you can still share about your business, and then stop and go take care of the other pressing things in your life. There's room for all of it. And I think that's my lesson right now. And to stay calm.
yeah. Oh, so calm. And I will say on that, yes, there's definitely room for all of it. All of it can be done. And also, if you need to go lights out for a little bit, that's okay also. So last Monday we weren't here because that's what you need to do. You were like, I got to clear the decks. Right. So, I don't, there's a social media expert that I follow and that I like a lot. And you all probably know her. And she's really great, but she kind of is always like, despite what's happening, you can show up. And yes, you can. You have to do it differently, right? You have to be inventive and creative, like you were just saying.
Yeah.
And also, I think that tells some people that
don't hold space
when it's
for you.
too much, exactly, when it's too much to show up, that you're wrong or broken or doing it
Oh,
bad.
no.
You got to check in with yourself. And if you need to clear the decks. If you need to take some time away, take some time away. If you need to promote something and then take care of a personal situation on the back end, whatever you got to do.
Yeah. The biggest thing is don't compare yourself based on what you're seeing, because it's not everything.
Oh yeah. And also, if you're looking at any of Natalie's stuff, it's going to look picture perfect because she's just really good at it. And she's also very human. So
very human. Yes. We're learning a lot. Let's just say 2025 it's just the year of learning, apparently.
in so many ways.
But how much do I need to do?
But haven't I learned enough? Really?
My question is, so we talk about being in a generator world, which, yes, 100%. I am surrounded by manifestors in human design. Like,
Funny.
so in your experience, I'm just curious, navigating manifestor energy, which is amazing, and can be, each of us has our own challenges, right? So what is your, like, do you have manifestors in your life? What has been your experience with them? And like, give me some tips, and people watching. Yes, we get generators, but maybe manifestors, maybe we need to stumble upon that.
Yeah, and we could reframe what it's like to be a projector in the fucking world. Here we are.
Yeah.
So my partner is a manifester. And it's really funny that this comes up today. Things always do just what they're supposed to, because last night she's like, I wish I knew more manifestors. I wish I had more of an in-person manifestor social circle. And the immediate thing that came up to me was like, that would be such a shit show, because manifestors have closed and repelling auras. And that doesn't make you bad people. It just means you're here to put energy out and not to take energy in. So then there's a whole bunch of people who are going to then get their feelings hurt and be really sensitive. And they're all here to inform. They all want to be the boss. Like, oh, that sounds overwhelming to me. So if you're surrounded by manifestors, that's a lot of energy to navigate.
Yeah. That's a good jumping off point there, because that's what it feels like, a lot of energy to navigate.
Yes.
Right now.
Yeah. So what I would say, is they're here to inform, but they like to be informed. And even manifesting generators, which is what my youngest daughter is, she wants to be informed. She wants to know what's happening so she can behave accordingly, right? Now that's tricky with me. I don't know if this is a human design thing or just a Heather thing. So I'm curious to hear what you say. I don't really like to tell people what I'm doing. I don't want to be watched. I don't want to be managed. Leave me the fuck alone. I want to do my own thing. Of course, it's also kindness and respectful if you're like, in business with somebody or in a relationship with somebody or whatever, to be like, hey, this is what I'm up to.
Yeah.
So navigating that balance is interesting, but I think boundaries are the answer. Like really clear management of expectations. And, when my kids were all little, they went to a private school that was progressive education. And the first thing they all did every year, the very first week, was a list of rights and responsibilities in the classroom. You have a right to speak your mind. You have a responsibility to not talk over somebody else in the classroom, like whatever, right? And they would make them together.
Yeah.
So I wonder if in situations like that, especially with kids, if it could be useful to be like, let's just make a rights and like together. Let's sit down as a family together. What are each of our rights and responsibilities, so that we all sort of know what the jumping off point is. That doesn't mean people don't make mistakes or they don't forget or whatever, because we're all really human. I don't know.
I like that. I like that idea. I think going back to your question, is it a Heather thing or a human design thing, like a projector thing? But if I am left to my own, like in a vacuum, I don't really want to tell people what I'm doing. I don't really want, that my 2 line really comes in there, just like kind of leave me alone-ish, I need to hide. I want to do this without people seeing me. Yeah, I think there's that, but I guess I just haven't been able to, because I married to an MG, so a manifesting generator, and I have 2 manifestor kids. My mom's a manifestor who definitely needs to be informed of she needs all the details. So I just haven't been able to.
Yeah. I'm 1-3, so I don't have that 2 line, although I love but that's a projector thing, to love the solitude. Sometimes I wonder if it's some sort of hidden trauma response for me. Like, you don't need to know my business. I'm good. I'll take care of myself. Don't get up. Don't, I don't know. I have to check myself on it. Like, what's the difference in being somebody just being conscientious and caring and being thoughtful versus trying to like watch me?
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
And I have had past personal, like romantic relationships where there was some emotional abuse, and maybe it stems from that. I don't know.
Yeah, just like, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah. It's interesting. But manifestors are fascinating. So asking them questions is really key, so they can inform you. And they don't want to be told what to do. So
Mhm.
I feel like we've talked about this before, like
Mhm.
this
Yeah.
need to ask them a question so that you can get them to inform you without them realizing that you're leading them down a path of doing something. So, hey, I was wondering, we did talk about this. I think it was with
Yeah.
your son. I was wondering, what time were you planning to take your shower today?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's that was super helpful.
Yeah.
Not so much that it's like you gotta tell me, but it's more like it's for me. It's for me. I just need to know, and I don't remember. So could you remind me? Like
Yeah. I
more
mean, I
like
don't know
that.
if that would help in your current, if there's something around there with your current situation that could give somebody a sense of control. I think the other thing is when you layer on teenagers and preteens and,
Mhm.
everyone wants a sense of control.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, we do too, right? We want a
Right.
sense of
Oh
control
yeah. Oh
when,
yeah.
especially when things feel really, really, really out of control,
Yeah.
you know?
For sure. Yeah. With hers, there's just something that she's not really sharing with us, I think,
Okay.
fully. Like she does, but then I think I'm missing a piece here. And so we're getting help with
Good.
that.
That's good.
So
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
hopefully like it's not if there's just it's up and it's like I don't know when it's gonna happen. So that's what's hard for me is the unpredictability of
Yeah.
when she's gonna like go into hyper freak out mode.
Yeah.
So,
So,
yeah,
if I were your coach, which
yeah,
I'm not, I'm your friend, I would say in a situation like that where there's very little you can control, what can you control?
I can control my responses. And that's I think that's literally what from my end of this. I'm sure she has her own karmic stuff to work on, but my end of it is controlling my response to things.
Yeah.
Because the not self theme for manifestors is anger. Anger is something that was not really allowed to be expressed when I was growing up. Like it wasn't,
Which is
you know,
interesting with a manifestor mom. Was she not angry?
oh,
So,
definitely angry but suppressed because she wasn't allowed to be angry. So this is just like
yeah.
being repeated down the generational lines there. And so when I hear, well, I would kind of say maybe um, most people when there's a certain level of how much screaming you can take in your ear before you're like I just you have to stop, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
um and so it's definitely triggering any amount of it at all, but it gets to a point where it's like so much where I'm like no, I can't nothing, I'm just gonna leave because I can't.
That's what I was gonna say. If it's safe to walk away,
Yeah,
walk
and
away.
it is. I mean, I have been walking away a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
right. So that's why I say you can control your own thoughts, choices, actions, and behaviors, right?
yeah.
So yes,
Mhm.
what meaning you make of it, which we
Right.
talked about,
Mhm.
in in all of our NLP
Yeah.
programs. Um, but then like okay, well what's your bound? Like when is it your boundary? Like I'm gonna let you do this. You can have the space to do this. You need to do this, but I don't need to do this with you.
Right.
And when you're ready, when you
Yeah.
need, you can come and find me.
Yeah, that's really good. And that's what I've been doing, especially today. And it was really great because, um, again, if it's safe to do this, which it was, she went outside, out into the backyard, and just started touching the trees. And I was like, great,
Sure.
grounding. And she's creating that resource for herself. I didn't tell her to go do that.
That's
So
wonderful.
she came
What
back in really calm. So I was okay, great. Well done. So she is learning, like she is getting the resources that she needs.
And I wonder if so I think every person is different, and I don't know this is a manifestor thing. People, of course, love praise, but if
Mhm.
she's in the pushback phase,
Yeah.
saying, "Wow, that was really cool. I'm glad you did that," could have an opposite effect. But
Yes.
a question where she can inform you is, "Oh, I saw you doing that. Does that make you feel like do you feel different when you do
Yeah.
that?" Like get her to say,
Yeah.
what's her authority?
That's huge. Emotional.
All right. So she's got to go through. Do you know what her wave is?
It's the quick ups and downs, which feels like she's looping.
Yeah. Well, that would be the my brain. That would be the what's the fucking word I'm looking for? It's so the tribal or collective or individual wave, but like what's her channel wave?
Oh, I can't remember. I just know what it does. Usually it's just like a quick, and then
I wonder if she's got transitories, unmet expectations from the solar plexus to the throat. That's what my youngest has.
It is. Yeah, it's the 22, 12, 12, 22.
Let me just check something out here. Yeah. Sorry, folks. I'm just going to look at something here so I can help my pal Natalie out.
And then maybe anybody else who
anybody else who needs it. What's it called? Do you know?
No.
Okay, wait. Which one is it?
2212.
2212. This is my favorite resource book, The Encyclopedia of Quantum Human Design by Karen Curry Parker.
Yeah, I really like her.
I do too. Let me find it.
Give 22 as emotional modeling.
Yeah.
Feel the highest of highs and the lowest of lows and everything in between. That is very true.
That's, yeah. And is it from the solar plexus to
throat?
Throat. It is the throat. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. That's it. It's what I thought it was. I just want to double check because sometimes my brain pictures them and then I get them wrong. That's unmet expectations. That is the same one that my daughter has. And so they need all sorts of information up front.
Yeah.
All sorts of, like, because if things don't manifest the way they're imagining it in their mind, they're going to lose their shit. They're going to have a tantrum. So first for me was recognizing that she's going to have a tantrum and
it's going to happen.
I'm going to let her do that. It's going to take 15 or 20 minutes. She's going to recalibrate and come back to the table.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the first thing. So I try to give as much information as possible about what to expect. So here's how I think this is going to go down, but it could be like this, or maybe it'll surprise me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. Giving even things you would never think you need to give information on. So for example, and I might have given this example in the past, but one time years ago, she went campaigning with me and we went door to door and we knocked on doors and we passed out flyers. Last year, the mayor asked if I would campaign for him on election day, standing just the right distance away from the voter poll office and pass out flyers. And I'd said to her, hey, I'm going to go campaign for the mayor. Do you want to come with me? She was like, sure, I would love to.
Yeah.
Well, when we got there and we were just standing there passing it out, that wasn't what she'd pictured in her head. She thought we were going to walk door to door and talk to people at their door. Yeah. And she's like, this is not what you told me we were doing. And I said, well, I told you we were campaigning, right? I didn't realize.
She had a very specific.
Needed that difference, right? So that's just one example. Not taking it personal. When I talk to adults who have this channel, and it's not just manifestors, but anybody that's got that emotional solar plexus attached to the throat like this, I'll say, you have the right to throw a fit. You have the responsibility to not make it somebody else's problem. So the language of, hey, it's okay, but you got to go and do that someplace where it doesn't
affect other people,
everybody else.
Yes. Yeah. Because man, we can feel it. And that's what we've been doing is she knows where to go to get out whatever she needs to get out and come back. And it just, it depends. Right now it's just a differing amount. It depends on how much she's in it, how long it's going to take. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just, as a projector on the other side of it, who is a non-emotional, I'm picking up on a lot of, and amplifying it. So like, it seems, I mean, I'm making it worse. I'm the problem. So
you're making it worse for yourself and everyone else.
Yeah.
But you know it. So you're you're probably not as bad as you think you are. Like you can
Right.
catch
Yeah.
yourself. Again, your own thoughts, choices, actions, and behaviors. That's the only thing you can control. So your energy work is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Doing your tapping, doing
Oh
your grounding, the white ball of energetic light. Like I would almost, before you get out of bed in the morning, I would just lay
yeah.
there and I would imagine that the light comes into your head, goes through your body, through your feet, and is a circle, a whole ball. Your energy is in here and everybody else is out there, and assume they have their own ball of energy so that
Yeah.
you can deflect, right? Like do that energetic work on your own.
Yeah. And that's what I've had to be doubling down on, really. So it's just a good reminder for any projector out there, especially if you are a non-emotional and you're picking up on a lot of emotion, a lot of, a lot of feeling, a lot of feelings out there.
Yeah.
You've got to protect yourself with the energetic work.
Yeah.
I've been doing so much tapping every morning.
And the other thing I'll say is you're not going to always get it right. And sometimes it's going to be really overwhelming and you're going to be sad and you're going to be hurt. And that's all really freaking normal.
Yeah.
A friend of mine said to me once, we're only as happy as our least happy child. And boy, is that
Oh,
the truest thing.
oh yes. That's what I'm living right now. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that happy right now.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But you could still find, I mean, and it sounds trite, but it's really important. And you can help her and you can help your other kids and your husband
Yeah.
find moments of joy, moments of clarity, moments of gratitude, because those things grow. So you can be unhappy and
Mm-hmm.
worried and
Yeah,
grateful that she found the trees.
exactly. I know. It was so great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
It's forced me to look at a lot of little things that I am grateful for. So
yeah.
the timing of this is just very interesting with my first Empower breakfast is on Wednesday.
Oh, I'm
2 days.
excited for you. It's going to be good. Go enjoy it. I'm the first one
Um,
to but enjoy it.
I'm gonna enjoy it. Steve will be doing duty here while I go and do that, take care of that.
Yeah.
I am really excited about it. I just have a couple things to finish up
Yeah.
today and tomorrow.
After we're done with the live, if you want.
Yeah, it's gonna be so good.
It's going to be great. I have one on Friday too. So
Yeah, on Valentine's Day.
on Valentine's Day. Yeah. I think this is a really good reminder for people to just remember what we can control and what we can't. And what I think human design is really here for the kids, right? So if
Mhm,
you're using language like it's okay to throw a fit,
mhm.
here's your responsibility with that, but you have the right to do that.
Yeah,
Or I'm setting this boundary. I'm not allowing this for myself. Like imagine as a kid if somebody had given us the language to understand ourselves.
yep.
Like this is useful.
It's so useful. And so like that's the work of breaking the generational
That is.
trauma.
Yeah, it
It's like,
really is.
yeah. So what's your projector week? How has your projector week
Oh,
been?
it's been okay. It's a busy week. I'm doubling down on sharing about the Costa Rica retreat. I actually rebranded it. Something that felt really I didn't change the event. The event is
Yeah.
what the event is, and it's going to be amazing. But I've rebranded it as Reclaim Your Peace because that's what we all need right now.
Mhm.
And in that process, we will journey to self and we will reassess and reframe and we will build connection and community and we will rest and we will rejuvenate.
Yeah.
But we're reclaiming our peace because it's such a disturbing world.
Yeah.
Um,
And that needs to happen so that you can find your self, like come back to yourself and
yeah,
go deeper. We
yeah,
need to feel safe. Like we need to
exactly.
feel a
So
love.
I was proud of myself because I reworked the entire Costa Rica sales page on my website, like by myself, which is not a skill that I have. It did take me a very long time, but I got it done and it looks really good. So that was really exciting.
That's awesome.
And then getting ready for this breakfast and just figuring out how to market and promote and be in touch with people without Meta is
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah. Tell me what you've learned.
Well,
I've seen you on LinkedIn a lot.
what have I learned? Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn a lot. I'm on Alignable. I've connected there,
Yeah.
and I think that platform is serving. Um, it's building up. It's local. Well, you can connect with people everywhere, but you can really focus on your local group,
Okay.
which is
That's
really
good to know.
nice. Yes. So that's good. And even, I don't know how much longer we're going to get to keep TikTok, but I put up some videos on Costa Rica, and somebody that I've known for years was like, you know what, I want to come. And I'm
That's
like,
amazing.
right. So there's that. But I'm getting ready. I just found out that I get to go on the fam trip to Costa Rica to experience everything that we're going to experience for the retreat. And I'm very excited. It's going to be in March. I wasn't sure I was going to get to go, but I get to go. And then I was like, I'm going to have all this video and photography footage and no Instagram. What am I going to do with it? So I have to really think about, we're working to develop YouTube big time.
Yeah. There you go.
So just, figuring out how to, here's the other thing. I'm curious about your opinion on this. A number of other creators that I follow, we're always told, especially with LinkedIn, and we're live on LinkedIn right now. Hi.
Hi, everybody.
We should make sure that you share if you want to.
Yeah.
Like I'll try to remember to go in after and tag you so that it prompts you, because I
Okay.
can't do that in advance. When we set this up in StreamYard, it doesn't let me tag anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But we're always told, like, oh, you have to do LinkedIn exactly like this. This is what they do, and they suppress if you don't do that, and it can't be this, and it has to be that. And that's why I've never been active on LinkedIn, because I'm
Yeah.
like, well, the rules are dumb. I don't like the rules. I don't want to follow the rules. But a
Yeah.
bunch of creators I know are like, they've also left Meta. So they're
Right.
like, okay, you're like, well, what happens if we just decide to treat LinkedIn like we would have treated Instagram for business, not like,
Yeah.
here's what I'm having for lunch kind of
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Or Facebook or whatever. And they're just out there doing their thing. And I was like, I think that's the approach I'm going to take. And if it
Yeah.
doesn't work, it doesn't work. And it's not for me, but I think it might.
Yeah. I feel like it might, because you're not the only ones, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm using LinkedIn way more too. I actually really enjoy it over there. So might as well. And I can't be spending all my time repurposing things. So like, it's going to go up the way that it goes up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people, we'll see. It'll work or it won't work. We'll learn something either way.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. So doing that, and I'm doing my somatic yoga every day, and I really like that. Today, for whatever reason, it must have been the energy I was getting off. My dog basically did it with me. I was here in my office, and the sun was streaming in, and I would lay down and he would lay down, and I would move to the left and he would move. It was like right on me. I was like, well, it's a little difficult to do this with you on me, but he obviously just
He needed it.
wanted to be part of it. I'm like, okay. So that I was giggling and petting him in the middle, whatever.
That's adorable.
I'm quite positive a somatic healing certification is next.
I'm leaning towards something body based.
Yeah.
What was I was reading something about energy projectors, which is what I am. Because I have my root center defined. Right, because it gives,
And I'm
yeah,
a true
true
projector.
projector, yeah. That
no motors, no
no motors. That we actually do have more. We definitely have more energy. It doesn't mean it's not consistent.
Yeah.
And it's not all from us. It's more from pressure, but but it does create energy. But they were saying how important it is for movement for energy projectors, and I have always kind of sensed that, like, the days that I don't move, and it does not have to be some vigorous workout, because many times it's not, but something, go for a walk, do some yoga, do something. The days that I don't do that, I definitely feel like there's too much in me. I need to empty it out. And it's not every single day. That was a caveat on that. It's like, it's not going to be every day, but more days than not, it's good idea to move so that you can release some of that energy.
And I think all projectors are like that. But so somebody told me years ago, and when I remember to do it, it's really helpful to wake up and do like a projector massage. So where you just gently, very gently, like massage your face and your neck, your arms, and just
like get the lymph
stimulate,
right?
Yep. But it's just really gentle touch. It's a very somatic touch. It's not, and there's something really electrifying in all the right ways about it.
I bet that's why I like tapping so much, and I can feel it so much because it moves.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm with you. I don't know what it's going to be, but something body-based needs to be added.
I love the somatics work. I find that it's easy for me to integrate it into my day. So there's one where, have I already told you this, where you're standing up, the legs hip width apart, and you start just by shaking your hands and then your whole arm and your whole body. So if I'm standing in the kitchen waiting for something in the microwave, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
However long my microwave's going. Like it feels grounding.
Yes. I love that too. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's important.
It is. Well, my friend, I'm sending you so much love and so much congrats on this upcoming event and everything. And
thank you very much.
Once again, I'm just always glad that we get to do this and have this conversation out loud, folks, because we want you to see what real life looks like.
Yeah.
From a human design perspective, from a projector perspective, but also knowing and understanding projectors. So thanks for coming on the ride with us.
Thank you. See you next time.
Bye.